So I'm just going to show you the soft smoky eye look with the base, and I prep my skin with some moisturiser and a little bit of a hyaluronic plumping serum, and I'm going to use the sample of my Glow foundation that I've been working on, and this is a little bit sheerer than foundation, so I'm just going to put it on with my fingertips. And the great thing about this is it does have an extra plumper in it as well, and it does have an SPF of 30. So the sun is actually shining today, so I thought it'd be a great idea to get this on as a base. And it is a foundation, but it just really evens out the skin tone in a really, really natural way, which I love. And obviously it's got the other ingredients in as well. So yeah, it's a perfect sort of lightweight, everyday foundation, but I think I'm just going to add a little bit of a slightly heavier foundation because we are going out and going to be outside, and it's quite a long day and it's quite sunny, so yeah, but it really does even up and sits really nicely, so it just looks like skin. So that is looking nice. I'm just going to take a little bit of extra foundation and use my foundation brush just on the back of my hand and add a touch more just here. So for me, I like it a little bit more coverage where the pores are a little bit more open. Using my foundation brush just to blend it in, which seems to be looking much better. Okay, I have curled my lashes. I put a little bit of a base on my eyelids, just to help keep it on, so maybe a little bit of the concealer, and going to start with the Shroom eyeshadow, so the pale one. I've got a palette which has got Shroom in here, so I'm just loading up my brush and going to place this all over the eyelid. And I sometimes do this in a different order, so I don't think it matters too much what order you do it all in. I mean, I sometimes would leave the base and maybe do that at the end and do the eyes first. Okay, so lid colour on, that will also set whatever base you've used. Then using Phone Number, which is the charcoal grey, the coal, I'm gonna just really work this into the lash line. And I love this kind of soft, buffed out, kind of smoky, you know, and you could do this with a brown liner as well. I think would look really nice. You know, on greeny hazel eyes, blue eyes. God, I think brown suits everybody, but these greys especially, if your eyes are a bit more greeny or a bit more hazel, can look gorgeous. Okay, so just roughly, and more kind of towards the outside, and then using the smudge, little pencil smudger brush. So I'm just working what's there, that little bit, into my hand. So we've got a bit of product on the brush to start with. Sorry, I was looking at my nose there. And I'm just really just sort of pulling it down into the lash line. You could do this with the eyelid brush as well, but the pencil brush is a bit more precise, and just so we're creating the smoky with the kohl pencil. You can even blend it out with your fingers, and that just on its own looks really nice. But I love the layering aspect of this look. I think this is just a great, you know, this is definitely a bit more of an evening look, a bit more glammy look, day out at the races look, and that looks fab. I'm gonna do the underneath as well. I quite like to get it on early so it's time to like really bed in. So this is a black liner and more of the long wear liner. This is the Rimmel one, which is nice. It's not the MAC one, but the MAC one is engraved as really, really good. Okay, so it's just, I'm just going to get it all the way into the lash line and a smidge under. And again, it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter too much how kind of even it is, because we're going to soften it with the grey that's on the brush, so it's not quite as black. Okay, and we want it to meet at the end under here. Definitely into this corner. This is kind of what's bringing the eyes out a bit more. I'm going to do some concealer in a minute. I put a bit of brow pencil in. Okay, looking great. Okay, next thing, fluffy blender brush. And I'm using a colour, like a mid brown shade, like Sober. This is a little bit softer than Sober. I don't know what it is anymore because the labels come off it. I've used it that much. It's such a good colour, so useful. It's like a taupey, really soft taupey shade. Okay, this one I'm putting here. And this is our kind of blender shade for everything. And just really kind of pull that out. And I just love this. This is just something I'd probably almost do every day just to kind of bring it out my eyes. Okay, it's going in here. And I'm really kind of back and forth with it quite, you know, not roughly, but it's a really, really fluffy brush. And just bringing it out onto the bone here. And we can clean up a bit here. And I think the eyes are even. You can always go back in. Okay, this gorgeous shade, Satin Taupe, which because it's got a pearl looks it looks softer than it is. So it's like a grey brown, like a minky brown. Such a pretty brown, especially if you've got sort of greeny, hazily eyes, I think. And this is going this sort of outer corner here. And maybe a little bit over the top of that liner here. Yeah. And then again here. You know, getting the smoky eye right is, you know, it's one of life's, it's just great to do a good smoky eye because I think it just looks so good. It's definitely what I'd want on for a night out. I do get quite a lot of brides requesting a bit more of a smoky eye and then maybe just a buffed out socket as well. Okay, that looks fabby. Okay. Just going to brush through my brows with the clear mascara and then add, okay, last bit of eye, the dark shade with Plumage, or I think this is Print actually. I don't even know anymore. Again, not got its label on. Okay, so this gives just that bit more definition at the lash line. That makes the difference in a picture or just that tiny bit more drama. I like to wing it out just a touch and then using the point, coming back in here, so a bit close to the thing. Okay, I'm going to start with the point this side. Just literally sort of pressing it in, but as close to the root as you can, and just keep dipping back in. This angle brush is amazing for this. It's a goodie, such a goodie. It's kind of the right amount of firmness and again the edge here. I think we're done with the eyes. I'm just going to do one last blend. Not sure how smooth that transition from light to dark is, but I think it's looking nice. Okay. Mascara. Makes all the difference. I seem to have dropped some of it. I seem to have dropped some of it here, which is why I've left the concealer. Ooh. I'm not going to go too mad with mascara because, you know, I think we've got that fullness from the liner. But I mean, you could do. You could do. And the other side. Just drag it out a touch more. Okay. Concealer. I love concealer. I need concealer. You know, if your skin is a bit more flawless, you probably don't need it so much. But I think to just do a bit through here really just lifts the whole eye look, you know. Be careful not to drag the delicate skin under the eye, and I've probably gone a bit OTT. Yeah, I see that. Maybe that's just looking better already. How good the light is in here. It's so bright. Sort of behind me. Probably close enough in. Okay, and also it's kind of cleaning up under here. And then I might be tempted to go back and just, you know, this brush has had that satin taupe on, so it's sort of silvery, browny, and I love that depth you can get with this, just here. And I'm just going to perfect my skin a little bit more, which you might not need to do, with like a creamy concealer, which for me, I love a little bit around the nose on the skin. You know, the foundation is lightweight, and I love the fact you can still see skin. A bit of old scarring on the chin. Now gone. These are great. These are MAC, and they come in lots of different shades. If you ever need a concealer for the skin, they are, I think, just the best ones. Marvellous. Okay. I've got this little bronzer blush duet. It's a NARS one. So I just do a gentle sculpt with this. I might go over and put a cream like sculptor on later. You know, if I wanted to pump it up. I think that will just give me a bit more shape to the face. I'm picking out the features and your cheekbones, blendage down here. I'm going to put a pop of the blush on, literally just with the same brush. And now once that's on, setting. Got a new setting powder by Beauty Pie, which I'm really excited about. So a loose, a press, something really sheer. And so essential to set. So essential to set here. That is looking good. I'm going to do there as well. Bottom lashes. This little tinker. So good at staying on, and the brush is so good for bottom lashes because it's so tiny and precise, and you could potentially do a bit more on the top ones, but I don't really need it. A little bit of the Orgasm Cheek Glow. This stuff is great, hey? So high points. I do a little smile and then just pop it on the high points. 10 years younger. Lovely. Can't beat that. Now lippy. Unsure what to use here. I quite like a bit of concealer first because it just takes the lip colour down a touch. Just going to keep this really natural. Maybe a bit of concealer. I've already got a bit of balm on. And then these minis from Kiko are really sweet. And it's just a bit peachy. I just quite like that on its own. I might put a liner with it. And then I would finish with, got a new spray mist. I got the Evian spray. And for me, I can't not. Dreamy. Okay. Yeah. Might finish with some strobe. I've got enough strobe out here to do my face like 3 times over. Okay, I'll put it here. I'll put a bit here. I was gonna add a bit on the cheekbones and just tap it over. Oh yeah, I can see that in the light. I'll try and take a better picture. Et voila. 15 minutes for a full Smokey evening glamour. Not bad. I hope that helps. Hope you enjoyed it.